Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cindy and I make all kinds of beauty content and also exercise videos in the morning. So if that's what you like, then please subscribe. Today we're continuing on with the 12 days of movie themed looks. And so we're going to use the ColourPop New Moon palette. Anyway, so let's get started. I've already started this look because I didn't have the camera on. I had to go. I was almost done too. And then I noticed the camera started going high, dark. So I had to go wash it off. Yeah. Anyway, we was chugging right along. Second time around, I should be better. And so I just put on a little bit of face primer over my eyes. And we're going to stick with the same look we started because that's what I thought was a good look. And we will, basically, I was looking at this. And you can go, well, you can jump around, of course, too. But it looks like if you're not real creative or just in a hurry, you can go column by column by column. And I think the last time I did it, I did the jumping around, which nothing was wrong with that. That's good, too. But this time, I think we're just going to stick by the column. I think this is a pretty column, too, this second column right here. And so we're going to stay that. We might jump into another column to grab some more shimmers or something. But for the base colors, we'll do that. Okay, so we're going to start off with the dark brown here at this bottom. And hopefully this primer's dry enough. Yeah, I was trucking right along. And I was fixing to, even start the lashes and stuff. So we're going to do a halo eye. I don't recall what we did yesterday. It might have been a halo eye. I think this palette, a lot of people like this palette better than the first one. The first one was more wintry. Blues and greens and grays, which we're definitely going to do some more with that palette. Okay, so then we're going to take this mustardy color. I used to not like mustard, but I've kind of grown to appreciate it a little bit more now. And go above the eye, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in the bottom of my eye a little bit too. In the crease area, in the transition area. Now then, I'm going to take my finger and put this orangey shimmer on the lid. And as you can guess, I am free recording because there's no way for me to get all this done in just, a few days, because I have to do 2 days per look, or 1 day per look. So that would be I wouldn't have time to get them all in. And I'm still using these V-Team brushes. My others are still drying. I'll pull them out tomorrow and put them up. Now then, we're going to go back with a little bit of that mustard on the top of our clean our crease and put some more of that in. Brighten it up. Then I want to darken up the brown a little bit down right here. Kind of angle that out a little bit towards the eyebrow. Now then, what else we're going to do? I think what we're going to do first is we're going to pick a lighter shade. How about this gold color right here? Or we can use this color. Let's see. Which one do we like? I think for the top of the eye, we're going to use this color right here. And then the inner corner, we'll use that other color. Just the top. See if we can make a little difference. Well, right now, I'm not seeing much difference. So, anyway. Now, let's look at underneath our eye. I've got several browns. Look what I found, a yellow. We might could use that for something, but I don't know. Let's use this brown. Start off with that. I don't want to use black, that's for sure. I'll stick with brown. Let's try the inner eye, just see how this looks with this shade, kind of a mustardy shade. And these are lighter liners that I got from Amazon. It's kind of light. I can't hardly really see it, to be honest. I think I'm just going to put the brown on top of that. Okay. So I'm going to clean this up and try to fix my under eyes with this concealer, and then I'll be right back. So this is the final look. I like this look better than the first time around. First time I didn't really know what I was doing. But I think if you just kind of pick which column you want to use and stick with that, and then just add a little extra pop here or there, something else, you will do good and not have to, you know, think too hard about it. But anyway, so I just used some gel liners under the eye, and I tried to, where the lash line was, darken that up underneath so that you couldn't see the light. I did use some brown liquid eyeliner, but you can't see it. It didn't show up. What else did I use? For blush, I didn't use any blush. I just used this bronzer that came out of a BoxyCharm. For lips, I have a pencil somewhere that I have to find now, and I just used this lip balm that I got from Amazon. What else? Highlighter, and inner corner, I use this shade right here, this top one. And that's about it. What else? Foundation and powder, I just use the regular Alastin tinted sunscreen that I always use. And so I hope you like it. This is look 1, and so stay tuned for look 2. Okay, I'm back on for look 2. I was looking at the palette, and I haven't done anything on this right side here, the final 2 columns. So I decided we would do that. I think I'd use something on Spooky Look with the red, and we've used this side, but we're going to stick with this side of the palette today. So let's get started. I do have some primer on, some ColourPop primer, a little bit. Let's put a little bit more on because I'd already started this once, and I got to, anyway, I decided to restart it. And so I just got a little bit on. I didn't get very much these edges, but we're going to go ahead and put a little bit primer on. This is a face primer, but if it's good enough for the face, it's good enough for your eyes. It's part of your face. And we'll put a little bit of this concealer stick underneath. And let's get going. I'm going to start off with the dark brown. And we're not going to do a halo. We did a halo the last day or 2. So we're not going to do a halo. I seriously doubt it. We could. This color would be good with a halo. And let's see what colors this one is here. Gold. and a mustard. I think we're not going to do a halo. We're going to kind of do something different, kind of go outside of my comfort zone. We're going to get kind of these yellows over here, or mustards. I don't know what you'd call it. I guess mustard's yellow color. And I'm going to keep this out because I'm going to be touching that up in a second. Now let's go ahead and with this top shade right here, I'm going to go in the crease, maybe a little bit on the eye lid. Okay, now then we're going to take that yellow color, make sure my hand's clean, and we're going to put that on our lid, the shimmer that's in the middle. And we're going to have to get a brush with that on there also. This color beside it, we might want to kind of go that direction a little bit too. Let's go ahead and grab a flat brush. This kind of orangey color right here beside it, let's take it next to the brown. See what we can do with that. Y'all see any difference? Let me see about my finger. Seems to want to, I can tell a little bit more difference using my finger than trying to use the brush. Okay, so let's take this brush that we used the yellow. Is there a real light color we can use for a inner highlight? Look, I got a mess to clean up, don't I? I'm going to use a little bit more of that yellow right here for blending. Then I'm going to take the brush that I had this brown with. We're going to move that out. I'm going to move this orange shade right here a little bit closer to the center. Yeah, that's pretty. It's sort of gradually getting darker. Now then, let's hunt for a dark brown gel liner, and we're going to line the under eye. We could use the, I got a towel here, trying to find, I got to wet into it so I can wipe my hands. I couldn't find it. I don't have the whole thing wet, just one corner. And we're going to line the under eyes with this dark brown shade. You could use the eyeshadow if you wanted, but it kind of starts smearing and stuff on me. I think I like the gel liners better if we can find our shade. So this is a pretty goldy look. It would look good for, I mean, I wear this kind of stuff every day. I know a lot of people don't feel comfortable doing that, but I do. But if you don't, you know, for a party or just, you know, we're still in fall. We're not Christmas yet. We're still early in fall. You could just, I say wear it anytime, but if you like to stick with the seasons, just in the fall, like I've got a gold top on, a little bit different shade of gold that I'm doing with it. And what else do we need? I think this is going to be a good look. And all we really need to do is kind of clean it up, put a little bit of sunscreen on, and a little bit of blush or bronzer, and we're going to be good to go. And I think that that's what I'm fixing to do, and I'll be right back with the finished look. Okay, I'm back, and this is the final look. The only thing I really did, I used this bronzer instead of blush. What else? I used my Elastin tinted sunscreen and just finishing powder. This in a Wet n Wild container, but it's not. It's something I got off Ipsy on their store. It was one of those deluxe samples. And to finish up the eyes, I used this shade of yellow in the inner corner, and I used this shade as highlights on my cheek and nose. I did not put anything above my eyes. We still need to use this color here. I mean, it'd be pretty for something. We just didn't use it today. What else did we do? Lips. I used just a regular, I don't know which one I used. I used some pencil that's kind of pinkish color and some lip balm that's kind of a reddish color. You know, I don't get too particular on lips. As long as it kind of goes a little bit, isn't good enough. And so that's it. I brushed out the rollers, curling my hair, so it's hopefully smoothed out. It's not as curly, you know, I'm trying to tone down the curls. I do like curls real well, but it's getting kind of long, and that's what I want. So here's the eyes. I did use some brown liner. I don't know if you can see it or not, and to put underneath the eyelashes so that it just wouldn't, because you never get your eyelashes right at the edge, so you kind of need some eyeliner, something dark. So, and this is the same lashes that I used yesterday. I trimmed them down a little bit more last night because I thought they looked kind of odd yesterday. They were kind of thick at the edges. I don't know if I like this particular lash that well anymore. I loved it at first. I even got another whole box. But anyway, so this is the New Moon palette. And what are my thoughts on this palette? I like it. I've heard a lot of people just really love it. They didn't like the first one that much because it was cool toned. And so this has got a lot of neutral looks, a lot of earth tones. So people that don't like blues and greens and stuff could tend toward this. I mean, it's hard for me to find much to do with the red, but I have seen some red looks that look good. So we can try that another day because we've got a whole nother year to use, and I can't be buying every single palette that comes up because I can't afford it. And I still would like to do something with this shade here. You know, we'll have to figure something out. And so we'll be using this again in 2026. Thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Give me a comment, give me a like, and stay tuned for more Vlogmas videos.